Archie, I see you are drinking your milk from the very rare Diluvian crystal.
Yes, Fritz. Milk tastes much better from crystal.
I am sorry, Mr. Goodwin, but that is the Diluvian crystal. If you chip it, the entire set is ruined. I will bring you another glass, perfectly chilled.
Thank you for chilling the glass. You, Fritz, are a gentleman and a scholar. I'll get the door. Careful you don't break the Diluvian crystal. Ouch! That was a beautiful blouse. But what happened?
They've got my sister. I've got to see Nero. They're traffickers. Please, I've got little energy left.
You are?
I'm Ella.
I know Nero's not going to be happy about this, but I've had about all I want of him continuously refusing to see anyone. This time, I will introduce him to Ella, unapproved and out of the clear blue. Nero, I would like you to meet Ella, who needs your help, and I'm sure can afford your fee.
All right, Ella. What's going on here?
I got away because they were not expecting anyone skilled in Tai Chi, and I have a black belt. But my sister Sherry is strictly into dance. That's why she insisted on being at that seedy Brunson club, as the best dancers go there. I was barely holding my own with two guys when a gray van pulled up. The side panel opened, they all jumped in, dragging my sister Sherry with them. I don't speak French well, but I heard them talking about the Mauritania route. The tall one, I think I broke his leg. He's the one who said Mauritania pays the most.
Ella, you will stay here tonight. I will let you know in the morning if we will take your case. Fritz will show you to your room and get you some clothes. Archie, you need to get Lon Cohen over here. Tell him I just got a case of Solera Gold brandy, and Fritz will lay out some cheese and crackers I think he will like. Ella, is that a Gucci outfit you're wearing?
No, it's Balenciaga.
Oh, Fritz, show Ella to Archie's room. She should be comfortable there, and I'm sure she can fit well in Lily Rowan's clothes. And Archie, you can stay here tonight, on that couch in my office.
I knew it, but he's got to know we could use some money. Yet he won't let me get away with my introduction stunt. So he's confiscating my room, so I get to sleep on his couch as a penalty.
Now that Ella's out of earshot, we have never done anything with sex trafficking. What were you thinking, Archie?
Well, Eshelman has still not delivered Fritz's order. Something about wanting us to pay our bill. We were completely out of cinnamon, so I bought some. Only Fritz had a conniption fit, because I bought Saigon cinnamon and you only want Ceylon cinnamon. Oh, and did I ever tell you how much I enjoy posting germination records day after day?
Confound it, Archie. You better get Lon over here right away and make sure Saul is here in the morning.
Obviously you want something, Nero. What's going on?
What do you know about sex trafficking?
Wow. Not a lot of statistics, and I believe that's deliberate. The statistics aren't very pretty. There are good reasons for that. While there's no statistical proof of any dramatic increase in sex trafficking, the number of convictions has more than doubled in the last 5 years. The police have a real problem. For instance, Ella's sister Sherry is probably holed up in some New Jersey warehouse by now, way out of Kramer's jurisdiction. Your best bet is the DHS, Department of Homeland Security. They have 22 different agencies in the DHS, everything from customs to federal police. But once you find the right person who works with trafficking, you will find them very cooperative. I think they know just how much fun you and Kramer have had working with the FBI.
Lon, do you know anyone at the DHS who could be helpful? In a while, but I suggest Archie pops by their office on 125th. Archie said I could get a bottle of your Solera Gold. I'm almost out of the cognac I got here on my last visit.
Indeed. Next morning.
Yes, 125th Street is most likely to be helpful. All the more so if Ella could come with.
Indeed. Drop by her place so she can change. Have Archie go with you. And both of you need to have your guns. Saul, if necessary, we can get you a .38.
No problem, Nero. I don't go anywhere without my friend. Here she is.
Satisfactory. I'm concerned they could well be waiting there. Make sure she doesn't get a scratch. Ella, my retainer is $10,000, but hold off. I want to be sure I can help you first.
I've already written a check. You've been a great comfort already. Here is my check. Please accept it. It's obvious that what they say about you is true. I am in good hands, and I have great respect for your whole team.
Saul, you do whatever you can to get a list of French immigrants. Archie, as soon as you are done at DHS, bring Ella back here, then get Ori, and you guys find out what's what at the Brunson Club. All of you be careful and stay alive.
Everybody up against the wall.
Not going to happen. And you might want to drop that knife. Did you notice he had no French accent? Doubtless just hireling, a mere gunless gunslinger. So, I think Wolfe wants her back and out of harm's way. So far, we haven't been very good at that. Could you take her to Brownstone and see what you can find out from your buddy at DHS? I'm going to get Ori, then pop by the club before they open and see if we can get somebody to break radio silence. Maybe we can sniff out where Sherry is. How about we all meet tonight at Brownstone? I'm sure we can get Fritz to warm up some soup.
Archie and Ori arrive at the Brunson Club.
Let's slip in the back like we're supposed to be here. Ori, there's no way the Yankees make the playoffs. They just don't have the pitching.
They got this kid up in Binghamton, a genuine rock thrower.
Angry. Can I help you guys?
Who's that's measuring the front of the stage?
That's Nick, the owner's son.
Do you have any regular customers who speak French?
Hell yes, the owner himself is from Marseille.
Is he Nick Sr.?
No, his name's Gaspard. And why do you care?
Actually, it's Nick that I care about. We ran into each other last night, but he left so fast that I didn't even get his name, much less any chance to visit. This could be getting interesting. Whoops, Nick is about to leave. Yo, Nick, I was hoping we could visit last night. I used my picks to get in. Did you have a key or just sprinkle holy water on the back door hinges?
Sherry is my girlfriend, but Archie, I gotta go.
No problem, Nick. Thanks for knowing my name. I'll just follow along so we can get this resolved. Your girlfriend was captured by 3 French guys the other night, and they zipped off in a gray van. Sherry's sister Ella still has scars from the encounter. You should have seen the other guy. I think she broke his leg.
Yeah, I heard about it. I wouldn't want to mess with Ella myself. I heard she has a black belt.
Nick, I work for Nero Wolfe. Have you heard of him?
Hell yeah, who hasn't?
Look, we need to meet Nero tonight at 9. Plus, there's talk about shutting this place down. Nero might be able to help you there.
We need help! A Sergeant Stebbins has been by, as well as some guy from the DHS. They are giving me a ration of grief, asking the same old questions over and over. Shelley is my girlfriend, so I need answers, not questions.
Nick, you seem like a straight shooter to me, hence we'll do everything possible to help.
This is my dad's club, not mine, so we'll both be there.
Well, this is a start. I'll check on Ori, then I can blow this popsicle stand. Ori, Nick and his dad are meeting with Nero at 9. Anything on your end?
That's awesome, Archie. Seems like everyone I visited is afraid of getting shut down.
Speaking of getting shut down, I think Nero will shut us down if we don't let him know we have him set up with a 9 o'clock appointment. You get the car, Ori, and I'll call Nero.
Is that you, Archie?
The first thing I insisted he know was that he was up to bat at 9 o'clock. Then I let him know Saul, Ori, and I would all be there and needed to end the meeting with all of us on the same page. I told Nero everything I had been doing all day, except what condiments I put on my cheeseburger. Here are some of the specifics. First, Nero, you'll meet Gaspar, who owns the club, and his son Nick. Nick is the guy we ran into at Ella's place. But Nero, while the Brunson Club is full of some really bad players, nothing about Nick seems criminal. I think he can help us.
Satisfactory.
I guess we will get a chance to find out what Saul was up to when Nero cross-examines. This was a strange day. We tried to get a lot done, but as Yogi said, it got late early. Ori and Saul were already at the Brownstone. So was Nick and his dad. I didn't expect them to arrive before we did. I walked in at about 5 till 9, giving me a couple of minutes to exchange words with Nick and his dad. I would like to get some more details from Saul about Nick's experience in Europe. It seems he had some very prestigious opportunities there, but came here instead. The main fear everyone from the Brunson Club seems to have is a fear of being shut down. Perhaps also the fear of the Moor.
Transition to the Nero meeting. Nero takes over.
All right, the stage is set. Saul, Ori, Ella, Nick, Gaspard, and I, Archie, are all gathered in Nero's office. Nero sits imperiously behind his desk. He is not happy, but he is in control. Fritz and Theodore have both been here longer than I have, but I have sat in way more of these meetings than both put together. Nero's amazing in many ways. What I still don't understand, though, is how he will solve the whole thing based on information I give him. Why didn't I see the solution like he did? It was my input that he used.
Gentlemen, and Miss Ella, tonight's gathering is unusual in its spontaneity and in the gravity of the matter at hand. I will not tolerate evasion, posturing, or the vulgar theatrics of the police station. We are here to establish facts regarding the disappearance of Miss Sherry, and to determine how best to retrieve her from the sewer of human greed.
Monsieur Wolfe, I am Gaspard Brunson. My club is a legitimate business. We have nothing to do with—
Silence. Your concern for your legitimate business is palpable, Monsieur Brunson, but it is entirely irrelevant to me at this moment. You are here because your club was the locus of a crime. Your son Nick was present. Nick, is it not true that Miss Sherry was your friend?
Yeah, she's my girl, and I don't know anything about any crime. I was in the office.
Ah, the office. A wonderfully convenient sanctuary. Miss Ella, your observations, if you please.
I saw 3 men, big men, outside the club. They grabbed my sister, Sherry. 2 were struggling with me. The one who spoke French.
Do either of these gentlemen, Nick or Monsieur Brunson, resemble the men who abducted your sister?
No, Nick is too young and clean. Mr. Brunson is— he doesn't look like a trafficker. The men I saw were like muscle, rough. I'm sorry about your leg.
My leg? What are you talking about?
The tall man. I definitely broke his leg. Or at least did some serious damage before I got away. I thought I heard it break.
Pop, you told me you just tripped in the kitchen.
Sit down, Nick. This is the thanks I get for protecting you.
The sound you just heard was Nero's fist being banged onto his desk. Didn't I tell you Nero is the master of control? Did you notice that twice Nero stepped on people who were talking with his points, not allowing them to finish what they were saying? Let's get back to what is going on. You'll get a chance to hear Nero's fist again and then what he has to say.
Enough. Sit, both of you. Monsieur Brunson, you will explain yourself and you will not prevaricate. Did you know a tall man working for you had a broken leg the night Miss Sherry disappeared?
Yes, Jacques. He said he fell, but he was one of my bouncers, a strong man. I did not ask too many questions. I am a man of business, not of the police.
You are a man of fear, monsieur. Fear of the truth, fear of the law, and perhaps fear of your own employees. Archie tells me he met a man in your club who you identified as Nick, your own son. Archie recognized as the man who attempted to ambush Miss Ella at her apartment.
That's right, Nero. The guy with the measuring tape. He was the knife guy, but I don't think he was there for the kidnapping.
Wait, what? No, that was my cousin Georges. He helps out with maintenance. He's been around for weeks. He was just measuring for a new strip light.
Nick, I was talking about you. When I was talking with the bartender, I saw you measuring something up on the stage. I could see you with a guy with the 12-inch knife that I ran into at Ella and Sherry's place.
Georges. Jacques. I am a club owner from Marseille. Talk of the Mauritania route and an attempted stabbing. I find my indignation rising, Monsieur Brunson. The Brunson Club is a hive of villains, and you are either the king bee or a very frightened drone. Which is it?
I do not want this. I swear on my family. I only brought a few girls in from over the water. They work in other clubs now. They are safe. They are well paid. But I stopped. This new thing, the trafficking. It is the Moor. The one they call the Moor. He controls the route now. He is a monster. Jacques and Georges work for him. Nick did not know.
You brought girls over?
Ella, how did you know about going to the Brunson Club that evening? Did Sherry mention the Mauritania route to you?
No, never. She just said the best dancers were there. But I saw the tall man, Jacques, talking to Nick a lot that night. Nick was trying to get Sherry to go home, but she was having a good time. Nick looked upset.
Nick, you were trying to stop her from being taken?
I was trying to get her to come home with me. I told her the Moor's men were always sniffing around the club. She didn't listen. I swear, I love Sherry. I told my father I wanted him to fire Jacques and Georges 100 times.
Very well. We have a name for the ringleader, the Moor. We have 2 henchmen, Jacques and Georges. And we have a frightened man who knows far too much for his own safety. Saul, your report.
The Department of Homeland Security was surprisingly cooperative, Nero. Ella's information was gold. They confirmed a man fitting Jacques' description was just picked up at a Jersey clinic for a compound fracture. They have him. And the Mauritania route is run by a North African crew using dilapidated ships. They target clubs like Brunson's for young, healthy women, especially dancers. They said the Moor has a warehouse in Jersey. They have a rough location from Jacques' phone, but they're waiting for a warrant.
Satisfactory. Ori, the club.
I hit every regular I could find, Nero. They're all scared and silent. They know the Moor is bad news, and they know Nick and his dad are somehow involved. but the word I kept hearing was Long Branch. They all whispered that when the crew is ready to move the merchandise, they move it to a safe house down in Long Branch, New Jersey, before it goes on the ship.
Long Branch, a coastal town, suitable for boarding a vessel.
Wolfe turned his glare on Gaspard. The Frenchman had gone the color of dirty ash.
Monsieur Bronson, you will give me the exact location of that warehouse and the Moore's operation in Long Branch. You are complicit, but you can save your son, your club, and perhaps your life by giving me this information. If you hesitate, I will call Inspector Kramer, and the law will proceed without concern for your delicate feelings.
Gaspard grabbed the edge of his desk like it was the only thing keeping him upright. He looked completely defeated.
I will give you everything. I just want the Moor to be gone.
Satisfactory. Archie, you will take Monsieur Bronson to the kitchen. Fritz will give him some black coffee. He will draw a map and write down every name he knows. Then you will call Lon Cohen and tell him to prepare a front-page expose on the Moor, his operation, and the Bronson Club's temporary role as a den of vipers. That will flush our quarry into the open.
Right away, Nero. Come on, Pop. Let's draw a map.
And Archie.
Yes, Nero.
Get Saul and Ori new assignments. Saul, get over here. We need to find out what these guys were up to in Marseille. Archie, you need to get to the bottom of this Moole guy. Stay on the Brunsons. Obviously, Gaspard struggles a bit with the truth. See if Ella can offer some clarity. You will have to act fast. Have Ori check the other nearby clubs.
Gaspard had a club in La Castellane, Marseille, which is known for gun running, but he was never accused of this. However, he was involved in importing counterfeit brands of popular clothes. They lived in the upscale 8th arrondissement, near ocean and famous for its view and Mediterranean climate. Nick went to a bilingual international school where Nick had a technological emphasis. He had a lead part in the school's musical in his final year. It seems he and the Moor have an adversarial relationship.
Gaspard, before Kramer gets here, what is the deal with Jacques and Georges? Quickly.
Jacques is a bad guy. I didn't know that at first when I hired him as a bouncer. I know where George is hiding. He was all about bringing girls into the clubs and was being spiffed for bringing in gorgeous dancers. He thought they just wanted to talk with Sherry.
I can hear Kramer. Hurry up. Write down. I'm going to need to see you downtown. Now, Gaspard, I've been keeping track of you recently. You do have some friends, but you're up to something. Gaspard, I'm going to get back with you.
Archie leaves Brownstone.
Hard as it is for me, I'm going to take a friendly approach with this guy. We've just got to get him back to the Brownstone. Is that you, Fritz? Connection is not the best. I need Saul right away. Hey, Saul, great work on the Marseille assignment. Is Kramer still there?
Yes, he and Nero are in his office drinking beer.
I'm bringing Georges back. Kramer needs to be gone. Make sure the lights are off in the front room. When Kramer goes and you know he's gone, turn the far left light on. The one on the front table next to the wall. I'll bring Georges in the back. Make sure you or Fritz can open the door. He just changed the lock, and I don't have a key yet. See if you can get Nero to call Mr. Gemini. Just happens he is the guy Nero bought the giant world globe from. Let him know I am there to get Georges to a safe location. Oh, and alert Nero, I'm going to cut a deal with George if I can. I am sure he knows where Sherry is. Hence, we may need to shield him from Kramer arriving at Gemini's door. I'm going to pick him up now.
Just a minute. I'm on the phone with your boss.
No problem, I'll wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How did that John Prine song go? Oh, yeah. I'll stick around as long as you will let me. I never minded standing in the rain. I'm glad Nero called.
Wow, it's been a long time since I talked with Nero. I hear he still has the globe in his office.
You have no idea how many people I must stop from spinning it. Nero loves that globe. He would be beyond just unhappy if it were broken. Hey, and we appreciate your taking care of George.
Nero says he wants you back right away.
Is your first name Gemini and your last name Trotter?
Yes, indeed. Let me get George for you.
We'll be out of your hair, I'm sure. Nero will want you to have one of his orchids. Just remember, ultra light water. I'll bring it by tomorrow. I think we can work with Georges. We have leverage in that he knows Jacques is injured and arrested, and that Gaspard... Georges, I think we can help you big time. Inspector Kramer has been looking for you. I promise you don't want to run into him. Nero has a friend with the CCSA in Montreal. This guy could be looking for someone like you, Georges, to help bring some drug smugglers to justice. Since you speak French, you have a leg up on getting the gig as well as gaining Canadian citizenship. You may even be able to beat the typical 3-year it takes people to get citizenship.
Come on, Archie. You need more than directions. Otherwise, there will be a lot of dead bodies. Yours will probably be among them. So let me talk with Nero. I've heard a lot about him.
Arriving at Brownstone.
Archie, Nero's in his office. He wants to see you.
Saul, this is Georges. I'm sure he'll let Nero know what he needs. Come with us, see if you can help.
Arriving at Nero's office. Interrogation and the plan.
Georges, sit down, right there in that red chair. I like eyes at the same level.
Monsieur Wolfe, I am not a killer. I am not even a proper criminal. I was told to scare the sister, not to hurt her.
Scaring her with a 12-inch knife, George? That is a rather enthusiastic method of communication. Archie has spoken to you about a proposition. I assure you my offer to facilitate your path to Canadian citizenship in exchange for your full cooperation in apprehending a major trafficker is legitimate. It comes through a contact at the CCSA in Montreal who requires French-speaking assets.
Confrontation seems to be the reality here. Nero refuses to do anything that interferes with his structured life. He had agreed to a Nero-style visit with Georges, but refused to see him. He was to be the one to lay out the deal, freedom, and a path to citizenship via the CCSA, Canadian Customs and Security Agency in Montreal, in exchange for information on the Moors' movements, codes, and safe houses. I know he wanted to see me, so I just walked in with Georges. I brought Saul as well to add to the ambience.
Monsieur Georges, your cousin is assisting my cook with a map. Monsieur Brunson, I should say. He tells me you and Jacques were acting on behalf of a villain you call the Moor. He also tells me you tried to murder a client of mine.
I did not try to kill her. I was only to frighten her. The Moor's men, they told me to scare her so she would not talk to the police. I am just a cleaner, a maintenance man.
A maintenance man with a 12-inch knife. Nice hobby. You and Nick both have 12-inch knives. Did you get them in a buy one, get one free deal? Now listen, George. Your buddy Jacques is in a Jersey clinic with a broken leg, singing like a canary to Homeland Security. Gaspar is in the kitchen, drawing us a map of the Long Branch safe house. Your chances of spending the next 20 years sharing a cell with a man who thinks he's Napoleon are approaching 100%.
You keep mentioning my knife. I did not in any way hurt Sherry physically. I just let her know that she would do well to recognize that the Moor has a well-deserved track record of shortening the lives of anyone who doesn't do exactly what he is demanding. I even told her that she only needs to be as scared of him as I am, and she will be fine.
Monsieur Georges, you need to see this as your only way out. You are French. You know the Moor's crew and can likely provide details about the Long Branch safe house and any impending move to the ship. Our mission is to save Sherry. That action needs to move quickly. Monsieur Goodwin has a proposal that is, shall we say, non-traditional.
Nero has a contact in the Canadian Customs and Security Agency, CCSA, in Montreal. They're looking for French-speaking informants who can give them a leg up on drug smuggling operation that touches the Mauritania route. You give us every detail on the Moor's Long Branch safe house. Codes, crew, shift changes, and you are guaranteed a clean flight to Montreal and a fast track to Canadian citizenship, a full new life.
Canada, a new life.
Time's up, Georges. We know you were only hired muscle. Gaspar cracked. Your cousin is done. Give us what we need right now, or you're going downtown to meet Inspector Kramer. He doesn't offer free tickets to Canada.
Safe house is a rented cottage, 2 floors. They have her on the 2nd floor, a room facing the water. There is a back door, a heavy steel door with an electronic lock. Code 4141. They are moving her to the ship tonight. Midnight. That is tempting, but the Moor, he will find me. He knows where I sleep.
We'll make sure he doesn't, Georges. Now, about Sherry. Where is she right now? Don't waste Nero's time.
She is at the Long Branch safe house. It is a large, grey, 2-story house near the boardwalk. I don't know the address, but I could draw a map. It's on the north end of the beach.
Saul, you need to contact Ori. All you guys are to drive immediately to Long Branch. They will locate this grey house. No action. Pure reconnaissance.
Right, Nero.
George, what's the setup? How many guys? What's their schedule for moving her?
There are usually 2 guards, sometimes 3. One named Fad. He is small but fast. And Karim. He is one big brute. The Moor is sending a truck tonight. They will move the girls from the house to a smaller warehouse near the port, and then onto the ship. The truck will arrive around midnight.
Midnight? That doesn't give us much time. George, how do we get inside?
Fad is stupid. I sometimes bring them food. The front door has a deadbolt, but Karim always forgets to latch the secondary chain lock. I can signal Fad to open the door, telling him I have a special delivery from the club. They are not going to suspect me.
Satisfactory. George, you will accompany Archie. This provides two advantages. It ensures your sincerity, and it provides an authentic, even well-known French voice to deceive the guards. Archie, you will bring George, your 38, and a pair of handcuffs. I want George returned, unharmed, to be delivered to my Montreal contact.
And Sherry?
Midnight. Archie, you will proceed immediately. Saul, Ori, and Monsieur Georges will accompany you. You will retrieve the young woman. Do not damage the cottage unduly.
We'll treat it like a museum, Nero. Sherry's rescue needs to be a tense, non-police action. Ideally, we could use George to gain access. Then we will use our 38s to neutralize any guards and rescue Sherry. I'll say this for the big guy. He knows how to move when the time is right. We had the time, the place, and a scared pigeon to guide us. And a midnight deadline? We'll notify Miss Ella only once I hear she is safe within this brownstone.
Sounds like you want me hands-on.
Right, Saul. You need to meet us in Long Branch. Take the caddy. Your comfort is our biggest concern. Actually, we'll need the room for Sherry. Ori needs to stay on watch.
One moment, Archie. What of the Moor? You cannot simply let him slip away with his illicit cargo.
Lon Cohen is writing a front-page expose right now. He's naming the Moors operation and the Brunson Club. Once that hits the morning paper, if we don't get him, the Moor will have to run. If he tries to move the goods or the money, he'll trip over the DHS. Saul's lip about Jock will light a fire under them, too. My job is getting Sherry back. Your job is collapsing. The Moor's world will end soon.
Very well. Go, and ensure your return is timely. I wish to know the fate of Ceylon before I retire.
I'm told your lifetime supply of Ceylon cinnamon is on its way.
Archie, George, and Saul depart for Long Branch.
We hit the Garden State Parkway hard. I can see George white-knuckled in the back seat. Saul caught up with us near Ashbury Park. Ori had the place pinpointed to a big, ugly gray house that looked like it was waiting for the tide to wash it away. The smell of salt and bad deeds hung in the air. Okay, George. Showtime. Remember the deal. One false move and you're getting a different kind of citizenship. We'll go to the front door. You will do the talking.
Yes, just the delivery. And I'm nervous enough, Archie, without your bullshit.
Who is it? We do not accept visitors.
C'est Georges. I have a delivery from Gaspard. Something special for the chef. Open up, it's cold out here.
Merdi.
Wait 1 minute. He forgot the chain. Now, Archie.
Door opens slightly. Archie slams his shoulder into the door, knocking Fod back. George ducks. Archie levels his 38.
Freeze, Fahad. And you, Karim, you big ox, you're looking at a 38. Drop the pipe.
Salut! There's a quick scuffle, a grunt, and the sharp crack of a gun muzzle striking bone.
Karim was strong, but slow. I didn't want a lot of noise, so I whacked him across the ear with the butt of my 38. he dropped like a sack of hammers. Todd was still whimpering on the floor. George, put those cuffs on Vod. No, in there, Saul.
Clear! We got 3 of them, Archie. Sherry, you all right?
Yes, I'm okay, I think.
Great. George, you come with me. You earned your way out. Saul, take Sherry. Ori will meet you outside. You'll drive them straight to the Brownstone. I'll call Nero. We got Sherry into the car. A little worse for wear, but alive, and with a story that would melt a glacier. George has earned his ride to Montreal, and the Moore's little coastal hideout is now a DHS evidence lockup. Some people think you would not expect are great under pressure. George is one of those. We could have been killed easy, but no, not us, thank God. All that is left now is the cleanup, and no one handles a cleanup quite like Wolfe.
We were called to here. What's it all about?
Yeah, we got 3 traffickers here. Your call was probably from Gus, the DHS agent. We have these guys cuffed for you.
This guy looks like he was hit by the side of the head with something hard.
Oh, let me see. Wow. Yeah, looks like you're right. George, take a look.
Yes, it sure looks like.
Hey, we need to get our cuffs back.
Hey, what happened to the girl?
Great question. Her name is Sherry. Her sister is Ella. I'm Archie, and I work for Nero Wolfe. Nero was hired by Ella to unkidnap her sister. He sent George and me to do that. Let me give you Nero's phone number. Sherry should be there now. I don't know if Sherry has a phone, but here is her sister's phone. They live together. I'm sure you won't have any problem reaching her. But if you do, here is how to reach me.
Are there any more traffickers in the cottage?
No, but their truck is coming here by midnight to take the girls to the ship and head for Mauritania so they could rent these ladies out, so to speak. You best be getting your vehicles out of here. Then you might be able to apprehend who's ever in that truck. The whole trafficking ring is headed up by a guy they call the Moor. He was not here tonight, but he might well be on that ship or even in that truck. It sure would be a feather in your cap if you could bring him to justice. Be careful. He has a proven track record of killing anyone who pisses him off. That's why Ella and Sherry are not safe until you get him behind bars. That ship is not far from here. If you get the truck, maybe those guys could lead you to the ship and possibly even the Moor.
Stop, Archie. Hey, that was fantastic. You have been approved for the $5,000. They will send that out in the morning. The 2 other girls are free now, and their parents are coming to pick them up. My boss looks like a hero. You earned your money.
Hey, thanks, Gus. Could you and your boss call me at 9:30 in the morning, and then you guys can chat with Nero? Don't be late, because at 10 o'clock, Nero will be communicating with his orchids.
Catch you at 9:30.
Archie calls Saul.
Hey, Saul. Gus and his boss are calling Nero at 9:30 tomorrow morning. And thanks for pitching the 5K. They're sending a check in the morning. What's his boss's name?
He goes by TR, but his legal name is Thelerax Hess. His mother is a big Dr. Seuss fan.
Archie and George take off for Brownstone. Sherry now back at Brownstone.
Thank you, Mr. Wolfe. I was very scared, but my sister says she knew you would save me.
The bill will be rendered in due course, Miss Ella. My primary interest was in demonstrating that the application of intellect, even to the most sordid of modern problems, is a superior tool to the simple brutality of the human sewer. Brunson will testify to the prosecution, and Monsieur Georges will likely be enjoying a very cold beverage in Quebec.
And the good news, Nero, we're all here and alive.
Nero fixes Archie with a stern eye.
Archie?
Nothing, Nero, just appreciating the sheer, unadulterated excellence of Ceylon cinnamon in the air.
Satisfactory. Now go.
You know, first, the bottom line is that Ella is easy to look at. For me, I just can't take my eyes off of her. Oh, hell, I'm going to ask her out. Say, Ella, when all this is over, will you go out with me?
Archie, thanks for asking. That's very nice. Do you think this will ever be over? It's great you rescued Sherry, but we all know she is on the Moore's hit list. He'll pay a big bonus for a picture of her lifeless body.
The next morning. Sherry is safe, having been reunited with Ella. The Moore's operation has been gutted by the arrests and Lon Cohen's front-page story. Archie, Saul, and Ori are in the office, waiting for Nero to descend from the orchid room.
We've done it! Sort of. Sherry's back, sleeping soundly in the spare room. Monsieur Georges is safe on a train going north, complete with a letter of introduction that will get him his citizenship faster than a politician can tell a lie. The Moor's empire is bleeding like a stuck pig, courtesy of the newspapers and a couple of well-placed tips to DHS. However, either he wasn't there last night, or he got away somehow.
Sounds like Nero.
Gentlemen, the odor of sea salt and criminality has been admirably scrubbed from my office. Sherry is safe. The Moore's network is dismantled. The $10,000 retainer has been earned.
Just between us, while Nero has earned his fee, his clients are still in harm's way. For that matter, so are we. I know we haven't done anything about trafficking before, but this is about as ugly a business as there is. Plenty of people getting killed, and a lot more getting their lives ruined. Question is, will Nero support our going after the Moor, who is more slippery than a fish you just pulled out of the water? And George is out of Kramer's hair and on his way to a new life. Win, win, win. Nero, now about that Ceylon.
Nero ignores Archie, but looks at Saul and Ori.
Saul, Ori, you were both instrumental. You will receive your compensation. Your assignments are temporarily concluded.
Turning to Archie, a look of profound theatrical displeasure.
Get Saul and Ori new assignments. Tell them I will not tolerate any more Saigon cinnamon in this house. This case is now about Ceylon, and it will be handled with the requisite delicacy. Now go.
Archie calls Lon Cohen.
Lon, I know my instincts are right. Nero is upset, demands clarity, yet uses the opportunity to punish me for the Saigon cinnamon fiasco, bringing it up yet again. The meeting gave him all the key pieces: the Moor, the location of the warehouse, and the location of Long Branch. We even know the general area where the transport ship is. So why does he want to focus on cinnamon? Like most sane people, I would rather have Saigon cinnamon on my toast than no cinnamon at all. Though anyone who knows Nero has seen him send back an entire dinner Fritz worked on all day, because it included 4 buds of clove instead of 3. He will then eat coddled eggs instead of a gourmet dinner prepared by an award-winning chef. I gave Lon the dramatic, but not location-specific scoop. We want him to create pressure for the Moor and his crew. I really think that we can get Georges to help us here. We shall see. Nero, hold it, hold it, hold it. The Moor has made it clear that Sherry, Ella, and for that matter, you and I, should not expect to live much longer. Even though you have earned your fee, our work is not done, nor are we safe till the Moor is behind bars. So Saul, Ori, you are done for now, but don't go far.
Saul and Ori leave, smiling. Archie collects his hat and coat.
Ah, the sweet smell of righteous indignation, and a good mystery solved. So, Nero, I'm off to the Dior store. You want to find out why they paid Gaspar to come to New York. Maybe they just wanted to spruce up the place, but I doubt it.
Archie!
Relax, Nero. Just a quick peek. It's a gorgeous day outside, and the thought of posting germination records gives me the chills. I'll be back before dinner.
Archie returns.
Nero, I can't stop thinking about this. I pushed us into this trafficking because I was tired of posting germination records. But I believe that this is one of the most meaningful cases we've ever had. We still don't have the top bad guy, the one they call the Moor. I don't know his real name or even what he looks like. Worse, I don't have a clue where to begin looking for him. We did get Sherry out and no one got hurt. So the fee is earned. But what if there had been a guy behind the door with one of those automatic that shoots a bazillion rounds a minute? Life would still go on, but not for me. You know, I watched a documentary once about sex trafficking. Seems there's a lot of countries around the world where local law enforcement is all about protecting the trafficking business and not those girls. What happens to these girls if they get brutalized by some John who gets his kicks that way? Nor would I expect that once they get too old and lose their looks, the business, if you can call it that, isn't going to retire them to a cabin on the lake or a yacht in the Bahamas.
Indeed. But we are trying to run a business here, Archie. Our government has the FBI, CIA, and the DHS, just to name a few agencies that consider traffickers a top target.
I'm sorry, Nero, that I wasn't able to make it to Dior, but I was able to get a cheeseburger. You knew I'd be back. Because where in the world can a man get to post germination records and save a girl's life all in the same day? Oh, Gus says hi.
Sex trafficking, cinnamon, and pretty clothes. Poker it is.
A nice evening of poker will be perfect. I need to get to the bottom of a few things and perhaps make a little money for a change. We have Ori, Saul, Lon, and even Ella, who insisted she be invited to play. Rather than being terminally branded as sexist, I have invited her.
The poker game begins. Fritz is delivering munchies and drinks.
Fritz, you know we could easily have been killed at the Long Branch, but once back at Brownstone, I get nothing but a ration of grief about which country's cinnamon I should not add to your spice cabinet. Fritz, you know we could easily have been killed at the Long Branch. But once back at Brownstone, I get nothing but a ration of grief about which country's cinnamon I should not add to your spice cabinet.
Just yesterday, I was steaming vegetables for my church bazaar. Nero came down in a tither as some of the moisture was wafting up to the nursery. "Fritz, you are generating an open invitation to mold and aphids."
Aphids amid the orchids. You're talking about a phalaenopsis failure.
It's good to see you laughing, Ella. I take it your sister is making progress?
Yes, she is okay health-wise, but she is very afraid of the moor.
Lon, I read your article twice. Congratulations. You can turn a phrase. I never would have imagined how big Moore's operation is all over the world, but I still don't know his real name, or what he looks like, nor do I have a clue where in the hell to find him. I'm going to call you, Saul. What do you got?
Club flush to the king.
Saul, I know your world record fees aren't enough, so I'm happy to contribute whatever I can to help you out.
I will publish a follow-up article tomorrow. I did get a picture of him, but still don't have his real name. It does look like he is still here in the USA.
If I was him, I'd be holed up.
Believe it or not, Mauritania has a 10,000 USA dollars reward for him.
Yeah, but I doubt it would be collectible for us to bring him to justice here. Any chance your boss would participate? It would sure look great in your pending article.
I'll check with him first thing, and I'm going to call your bet, Archie.
I'll raise ya.
I still gotta call you, Ella. What about you, Lon?
I'll call too, but win, lose, or draw, I'm out of here.
I've got 3 10s and 2 jacks.
Looks like you've won the last pot, Ella. Thank all of you for being here. I'll get y'all a copy of Lon's picture of the Moor guy. Ella, if you get with Fritz tomorrow, I'm sure he can get you a call through to Mauritania. See if they're willing to pay the reward if we bring the Moor to justice here in the U.S. Oh, I have an idea if Nick and your sister are still an item.
I'll be here around 10. Yes, she still likes him, but I'm not sure I do. What did you have in mind?
The Stellar Atlas Studio of Acting is sponsoring a dance contest. Don't you think that would be a better place for your sister to be than the clubs? So, Ori, let's just take a couple minutes and put together a game plan to find and capture the Moor.
Thanks, Archie. I'll let her know.
Well, Ella, Nick did refer to Sherry as the new Ginger Rogers. I like him. His heart seems to be in the right place. You can't say everything he's ever done has been right, true, pure, and holy. But anyone who hates the Moor can't be all bad.
Ella, you need to know Archie likes anybody that ain't pointing a gun at him. And Archie, this is the best time for checking the clubs and seeing what I can find out about the Moor. Unless I find something critical, I'll get with you first thing tomorrow afternoon. This way I can sleep all morning.
Archie, if we get to DHS around 8:45 in the morning, we should be able to figure out our best action plan for the day. I'm sure we'll learn something. We should arrive separately in case we end up going in different directions.
That makes sense, Saul. See you then.
Early morning report from Ori.
The Moor goes by the name Chase Morgan. George's girlfriend, Lily Laloshan, is not expected to live. She was found this morning at 4. She was bleeding profusely in front of Club Southworth with 2 bullet holes. Both are very close to her heart. She is going to need a lot of surgery and even more prayers.
Thanks, Ori. Now you can go take your nap.
DHS on 125th.
Good to see you, Saul. But before we go in, I want to give you a quick update from Ori. Evidently, the Moor is going by the name of Morgan Chase, interesting name, Let's talk more about that later. And George's girlfriend is not expected to live. She was found in front of the Club Southworth, bleeding, with 2 bullet holes next to her heart. So that's where we're at. Anything happen on your end?
Nothing's happened so far. So, what's your thinking here?
Well, who are we going to be chatting with?
Gus Freeman, if we can reach him.
Gus will see you now.
That was easy. Thank you, Kathy.
Gus, I think you remember my partner, Archie Goodwin. You guys met at the Long Branch.
Good to meet the guy who makes sure our homeland is secure.
Actually, my job is to make sure our celebrities get high-quality coffee.
You looked right at us when you said celebrities.
Well then, Saul, we better stop spilling, because real celebrities don't spill their coffee.
So what were you, gentlemen, hoping to accomplish here?
We were hoping you could give us an update on the Moor. I believe Chase Morgan is what he goes by now. And if you had any idea which hospital George's girlfriend is at.
Lily is in surgery at Mount Sinai. I might have a lead on where the Moor could be. Stay in touch.
Gus, as you no doubt noticed, we are both licensed detectives. Have guns, will travel. You know, the DHS couldn't hire someone to risk their life hunting the Moor for $10,000. But you could get our whole team from Nero on down for less than $10,000. Plus expenses, of course. But let's work together. This here, regardless. Is that a word?
I spoke with the Moor's landlord, and the Moor usually comes in between 4 and 6, and he is gone by 7. My best guess is he probably has a girlfriend he stays with somewhere, because he almost never sleeps there.
Gus, could you meet us for lunch at Brownstone? The address is on my card. We'll introduce you to Nero Wolfe, and we can enjoy some of Fritz's gourmet cooking. Does 1 o'clock work for you?
Location, Brownstone. The aftermath and the target. Context. Archie returns to Brownstone after the DHS visit, shortly after Ori's grim morning report. This is where the seriousness of the Moor's continued threat sinks in. Characters: Archie, Nero, Fritz.
Nero, the Moor isn't running. He's retaliating. Ori found out his name is Chase Morgan, and a few hours ago his crew put 2 bullets in George's girlfriend, Lily LaLoche, outside Club Southworth. She's in surgery now at Mount Sinai.
An act of pure, vulgar malice. He is broadcasting his reach. That means his operation here is somewhat crippled, but still functional. Where is Ceylon cinnamon?
Confound it, Nero. Now is not the time for spice wars. He's targeting our assets. If he can get to Lily, he can get to Sherry, or Ella, or even me.
You, Monsieur Goodwin, are a necessary complication. They know you are not a girl to be trafficked, but they may know you were at the Brunson Club. And that brings us back to the question I asked Monsieur Brunson. Why did Dior pay him a substantial sum to relocate from Marseille to New York?
Gaspar said it was to spruce up the club.
A lie designed to insult my intelligence. Dior requires legitimate, high-end retail locations, not sordid dancing clubs. The key, Archie, lies in the counterfeit brand Saul reported from Marseille. Chase Morgan is using the trafficking route as a sideline to a much larger, more profitable operation, the movement of luxury counterfeits. The Brunson Club was the U.S. distribution nexus masquerading as a legitimate business. Go to Dior's legal office, find out who they paid and why. That's Moore's real face.
Right, Nero, I'll get that done before I bring DHS agent Freeman back for lunch. And Nero, for the record, Lily is alive because of George's cooperation. We protect her, we protect him.
See that you do. And tell Fritz I require an extra 6 ounces of clarified butter for the sauce hollandaise.
One last thing, Nero. Things are going much better than you would have imagined since we started our efforts on trafficking. And the proof is, I have not heard you utter a single phooey.
Well, phooey to this entire mess you got me into.
Did I ever tell you that Nero always has to have the last word?
DHS lunch and the Moors' hideout. Context: the crucial lunch scene. Nero uses his hospitality to get the exact location of Chase Morgan. Characters: Nero, Archie, Saul, Gus Freeman, Fritz, briefly.
Agent Freeman, Fritz tells me you are enjoying the trout almondine. It is a regrettable necessity to discuss the sordid while ingesting the sublime, but the matter is pressing.
This is the best trout I've ever had, Mr. Wolfe. And call me Gus. You and your men did more in one night than we managed in 6 months. The Moors operation is definitely running deep into upscale counterfeit clothes. High-end goods are his bread and butter. With such a profitable clothing business, you wonder why he would get into trafficking as a side gig.
Nonetheless, a worldwide side gig. Perhaps too much testosterone. Or an addiction to danger. Maybe both.
Gus mentioned the Moor, now Chase Morgan, has a landlord. And he's a creature of habit.
Yes, the location I gave Archie is a small, quiet, rent-controlled apartment near the UN building. He goes there to clean up his accounts, comes in between 4 and 6, leaves by 7. He thinks it's secure. We have a surveillance team, but we're waiting for the evidence from the Jersey warehouse to get the no-knock warrant.
Waiting until 7 p.m. gives him time to skip the country. Nero, we need to move now.
Patience, Archie. Gus, let us abandon the pretense. If you were guaranteed that Chase Morgan would be at that location, clean-handed, with no loss of life, would you be willing to look away while Monsieur Goodwin and his men effect an extra-legal apprehension?
Gus pauses, puts down his fork.
Mr. Wolfe, officially I can't. Unofficially, the man tried to kill a civilian this morning. We need him off the street. If you bring me Morgan unharmed at this brownstone before 8 p.m., I will personally guarantee that the surveillance team suffered a temporary, unexplained power outage.
Satisfactory. Archie, the clock begins at 3 p.m. You'll need a cage and a strong pair of handcuffs.
I put in a written request this morning to get you guys some payment. Our budget sucks, but I would rather insult you than not recognize you at all.
Check out this article I just got from Lon. Seems like Lon has a friend from Ceylon, of all places, who wrote this article titled One Nasty S.O.B. Guess who the nasty S.O.B. is? Yes, it's our good friend Chase Morgan, the Moor himself. As you might guess, brothels are not legal in Ceylon, but greasing palms works there like so many other places. But the problem isn't just prostitution. When not entertaining a customer, the girls dye fabric using azo dyes linked to cancer. 2 of his girls have cancer now. But this keeps the cost down on his counterfeit clothing lines. Between us, I don't know what to tell you when it comes to the Moor. A lot of people refer to him as a ghost. Every time we try to get him, we end up with a handful of air. It's obvious to me that Nero is not totally excited about our efforts to stop trafficking. Yet, we have the DHS as a genuine team member. George, will help us big time with up-to-the-minute insight from the CCSA. When was the last time Kramer stopped by to offer us anything? Kramer did put me and even Nero behind bars a few times when he knew we weren't guilty of anything.
Moore's retaliation. Brownstone under siege. Context: the morning after the rescue. The front page expose is out. Georges is being prepped for his meeting/transfer, and Nero is focused on his orchids, pretending the chaos is over. Characters: Archie, Nero, Fritz, Georges, Saul, off-screen, the Moor.
The smell of bacon frying and fresh coffee was a lie. It promised a quiet, earned morning, but the Moor wasn't the type to read a newspaper expose and simply pack his bags. Lon Cohen's headline had hit him where it hurt: his reputation and his bottom line. I was trying to sip my orange juice while Fritz hustled George a proper breakfast before his trip north. Nero, of course, was already upstairs.
George, you will need a good meal for the train journey. The Canadians are a lucky people to gain such a fine asset.
Thank you, Fritz, but I feel like a target here. The Moor knows everything. He knows I am alive.
Relax, pal. Wolfe's Brownstone is a fortress. The only thing you need to worry about is Nero asking you about the phytopathology of French orchids. What in the deuce is that? It sounds like an angry hive of bees, but higher pitched.
It is coming from outside. I will check.
Bulletproof glass is nice, but in this case a 107 Barrett might just be nicer.
Are you saying that the Moor is blasting our windows with a .50 caliber automatic?
Now, Fritz, are you accusing Chase Morgan, the clothing merchant? Just between us, I promise. I'm clearly focused on getting the Moor. I think we can get him at his UN area apartment. I need to make a quick call or visit to the Dior legal team to confirm the counterfeit connection, giving Nero the final piece of the puzzle and proof of the Moor's true wealth power before his capture. So here we are at the Dior office. I did promise Nero that I would break radio silence here.
Dior connection. The setup. Context: Archie makes a quick, unannounced visit to the Dior legal office to confirm Nero's hunch about the counterfeit goods.
Look, young lady, I work for Nero Wolfe. We're on a first-name basis with Inspector Kramer. We all know something is going on right here. Now Mr. Wolfe wants to know exactly why Dior paid Mr. Brunson a massive sum to relocate from Marseille to New York. Counterfeit silks, perhaps?
I can't discuss our anti-counterfeiting strategies. But yes, we have had a dedicated operation targeting a massive influx of unauthorized high-end goods. We paid Gaspar Brunson to be our canary in the coal mine, a known fence who agreed to tip us off about the main operator. He has failed spectacularly.
And that main operator, is he known as Chase Morgan?
We know him only as the Moor. He controls the Mauritania route for both merchandise and counterfeits. His New York hub was the Brunson Club. Mr. Morgan is a ghost. We've been trying to nail him for years.
Not for much longer. Thanks for the confirmation. Here's my card. You'd do well to stay in touch. We're all over the moor like a bad dream that won't go away. 2 birds, 1 stone. The Moor was a villain in 2 universes, the low-life trafficker and the high-end economic pirate. It just meant he had more to lose. I checked the time, 3:15 p.m. Time to prep the team.
Action. George returns. The disguise. Context. Archie arrives back at the Brownstone. Nero is in the office. George appears, having just returned from his meeting with Nero's contact.
The Dior connection is confirmed, I assume? Counterfeit luxury goods, providing the capital for his more barbaric enterprises. The Dior connection is confirmed, I assume? Counterfeit luxury goods, providing the capital for his more barbaric enterprises.
You win the cigar, Nero. He is a mercenary of both flesh and fabric. The Moor is Chase Morgan, a man who knows how to make money. We've got less than 3 hours until he shows up at the UN apartment. Where's Saul and Ori?
Right here, Archie, waiting for the word.
What's the plan? A frontal assault?
Neither. We employ a different weapon. Monsieur, Georges, you may enter.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I trust the news about Lily was sufficient to convince you of the urgency.
Wow. George, is that you? Your accent is gone, and you're wearing a suit.
A brief stop in Montreal was necessary. Mr. Wolfe's contact at the CCSA, Monsieur Lamont, is also an expert in counter-surveillance and the art of disguise. He wanted a demonstration of my commitment. Lily's condition, she is alive but critical, demands I act. I am no longer just a cleaner. I am a distraction.
George, it is great to have you back around. Lily being your girlfriend is all the urgency we need.
Georges will precede you to the apartment building. He will appear to be a high-end, frantic delivery agent. His purpose is to draw the Moor's attention away from the door for precisely 60 seconds.
I would be wearing a headset. I would give you the signal when Morgan is distracted.
You've come a long way, pal. Okay, Saul and Ori, you are the muscle. Nero, if this goes south, who do I call?
The number for Agent Gus Freeman. Tell him to bring a very large van. Now go. And Archie.
Yes, Nero?
Ensure Monsieur Georges' jacket does not crease. I intend to send it back to Monsieur Lamont in suitable condition.
The capture. The action. Context. The team is staked out near the Moor's apartment building in the late afternoon.
Ori, you take the fire escape. Saul, cover the main lobby door from across the street. George, you're up. Morgan's car is pulling up.
Delivery, Mr. Chase Morgan. I have the new samples. The silk shipment from Monaco is late. It is urgent.
Act 3. Who the hell is that? I told the staff no deliveries after 3.
But the samples, Monsieur Morgan, they are unique and very, very expensive.
Irritate down, idiot. I'll handle it.
Yes, sir. Go, now.
Freeze, Morgan! Detective Archie Goodwin!
You, the cinnamon boy.
Got him. He was faster than a snake, Archie. He tried to reach a desk drawer.
Clear. No backup. He's tied up like a Sunday roast. Nice hit, Ori.
Nice work, team. Monsieur Georges, congratulations. You turned into a rock star. Now let's call Gus Freeman. Tell him we've got his counterfeit king, and he needs to bring a very strong jug of coffee.
The final wrap-up and judgment. Scene, epilogue, and punishment. Context. The morning after the Moor's capture. He is in DHS custody. George is safe, and the cinnamon feud is about to reach its peak. Nero is in the office, post-orchid shift. Characters. Nero, Archie, Fritz, briefly.
Smell of factories usually stale cigarettes and bad coffee. But this time it was Fritz's perfect brew, and the faint scent of Ceylon cinnamon wafting from the kitchen. Chase Morgan, the Moor, was in a federal holding cell, his counterfeit empire a smoking ruin, and his little side business of human trafficking dead in the water. All that remained was his final accounting with the man who considered saving life secondary to a spice mandate.
Mr. Goodwin, you appear surprisingly unscathed. Or should I say, Monsieur Goodwin, given your sudden affinity for French melodrama. The capture of Monsieur Morgan was satisfactory, if entirely too close to my dinner hour. Agent Freeman collected his prize, and Monsieur Georges is already on a plane, heading toward his new life and the requisite protection for his friend Lily at Mount Sinai.
A clean sweep, Nero. The DHS is thanking us. Lon Cohen has a Pulitzer-worthy follow-up, and Sherry and Ella can finally sleep soundly.
His tone dropping to a precise, lethal murmur.
Satisfactory, yes, but I find myself still profoundly dissatisfied. You introduced a frantic woman into this house without my authorization. You risked the life of Monsieur Georges, an asset I intended to provide to a valued associate, by placing him in a ludicrous disguise near a known criminal. And most egregiously, you continue to demonstrate a staggering lack of judgment regarding cinnamon.
Nero, the Saigon cinnamon was a metaphor for my desire to save a girl's life when you refused to take the case.
Boy, absolute nonsense. It was a failure of palate, a violation of the sanctity of Fritz's larder. The true villain of this piece, Monsieur Goodwin, is the lack of structure in your mind.
Your coffee, Mr. Wolfe. And, Monsieur Goodwin, I believe you need this.
Quietly, Fritz places a jar on Archie's desk.
Is this Ceylon cinnamon?
I placed an emergency, high-tariff order to ensure that never again will this brownstone be forced to suffer the pedestrian vulgarity of a Saigon substitute. The bill for this shipment, which, Monsieur Goodwin, is a lifetime supply, will be deducted entirely during your next 6 months' salary.
Deducted entirely? That's highway robbery. I saved your bacon.
You complained, quite vocally, about the tedium of the germination records. I am a benevolent employer, Archie. I am relieving you of that duty.
You are? Well, thanks, Nero. I take back the highway robbery comment.
Instead, you will verify the provenance of every stick of this Ceylon shipment. You will weigh them, grade a sample from each batch, and log the aroma profile. Fritz tells me there are 3,000 sticks. You may begin.
I sat there grading cinnamon sticks while Wolfe read his book, looking as smug as a cat in a creamery. I'll have to make that money back somehow. Maybe I'll charge him a consulting fee for spice management. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Archie Goodwin, private eye and cinnamon specialist. I looked at the jar. I looked at Wolfe. I thought about the germination records. At least orchids don't make you sneeze. I walked to the kitchen, grabbed a grater, and realized that in this house, you never really win. You just change the game. That can only be Kramer. I am so sorry. I won't be able to answer that, but I'm in the middle of a critical cinnamon project.